The sun rose slowly over the busy city. Cars honked, traders called out, and people rushed to work. The sound of life filled every street. At the corner of a dusty junction stood a small umbrella with a wooden table under it. On the table were a few POS machines, a calculator, and a girl named Ada. Every morning, Ada wiped the table clean, arranged her machines, and said a quiet prayer. Life was not easy for her, but she believed one day her story would change. Her uncle had traveled abroad years ago, leaving her to stay in his small apartment alone. Every day she sat there under the hot sun, helping people withdraw or send money. She smiled at everyone, even when her heart was heavy. That was her nature, kind and patient. That afternoon, as the sun burned brighter, Ada noticed a man walking slowly along the road. His shirt was dusty, his face tired. He looked confused, lost, and broken. When he reached Ada's stand, he asked softly, "Please, can I make a call?" His voice was calm, but weak. Ada looked at him for a while. He didn't look dangerous, but he looked like someone who had been through a lot. "What happened to you?" she asked kindly. The man sighed deeply. "I was robbed," he said. "They took everything. My wallet, my phone, my bag. I don't know anyone in this city. I just came in today." Ada felt her heart melt. She didn't know him, but she could feel his pain. "Okay," she said gently. "You can use my phone." She passed him her phone, and he dialed some numbers, but no one picked up. His face fell, and Ada could see the fear in his eyes. "It's okay," she said. "Maybe they'll call back." Hours passed. The man, whose name was David, sat beside her stand, still waiting for someone to call back. The sky started turning orange as the evening came. People were going home, and Ada began to pack up her things. She looked at David. He was quiet, staring at nothing. "Where will you sleep tonight?" she asked softly. He looked up slowly, eyes tired. "I don't know," he said. "I don't know anyone here." Ada stood still for a moment. She was scared. Bringing a stranger home was risky, but something inside her, something kind, pushed her to act. "You can stay at my place for tonight," she finally said. David's eyes widened in surprise. "Are you sure?" he asked. "Yes," she said, "but only for tonight." He nodded, thankful and humble. As they walked home, Ada didn't speak much. She was praying silently that she was doing the right thing. When they got home, Ada showed him the small sitting room. "You can sleep here," she said. "I'll bring you a blanket." She quickly called her best friend Ngozi and told her everything. "Are you mad?" Ngozi shouted through the phone. "You brought a strange man into your house?" Ada explained the story. How he looked lost. How he had no one. Ngozi sighed. "Okay, just be careful. Bring your POS money to me tonight. You know that's your business money." Ada agreed. She wrapped her daily earnings in a nylon bag and took it to Ngozi's house before returning home. David was already lying on the sofa, half asleep, looking peaceful. Ada covered him with a blanket and whispered to herself, "Maybe God sent me to help him." The next morning, Ada woke up early, cooked some noodles, and shared it with David. He thanked her politely, eating quietly. When it was time to go to her POS stand, David followed her. He didn't want to sit idle at home. He stayed near her, helping to carry small things, sometimes talking to her customers. Ada noticed how respectful and gentle he was. Days passed. He started doing small jobs for people around, helping mechanics and shop owners, earning a little money. Ada liked his hard work, but she also worried. Her uncle could return any time. She didn't want trouble. One evening, she told him, "David, you need to find your own place soon. My uncle might come back." David nodded slowly. "I understand," he said. "I'm trying. Just give me a little time." David wasn't just any man. He was the son of Chief Obinna, a rich businessman who owned one of the biggest companies in the country. But David was tired of fake love. Every woman he met only wanted his money. His father had promised to hand over the company to him, but only after he got married. So David wanted to find a woman who would love him for who he was, not for what he had. That was why he disguised himself, left his mansion, and came to live like a common man in the city. When he met Ada, he knew there was something different about her. Her kindness was pure, and her heart was clean. As days turned into weeks, David began to see how strong and caring Ada was. She worked hard from morning till night, never complaining. Sometimes, when he had no food, she shared her own meal. She even lent him some money to start a small work. But her friend Ngozi didn't stop warning her. "Ada, this man is taking advantage of you," she said. "You don't even know who he is." Ada just smiled. "I know," she said, "but I can't leave him like that. If I were in his shoes, I would want someone to help me too." Her words showed her pure heart. But David knew he couldn't keep lying forever. He was falling in love with her. One night, rain fell heavily. Thunder roared outside. The roof made loud sounds as water poured down. David was sleeping in the sitting room when Ada came downstairs, worried about the noise. "You can come to the room," she said shyly. "It's cold out here." David looked surprised. "Are you sure?" She nodded. When he entered her room, she placed a pillow between them on the bed. "Don't cross this side," she said jokingly. They both laughed. That night, they talked for hours about life, about dreams, about pain. For the first time, Ada felt peace. And for the first time, David felt loved without money. Weeks later, David's father called him. "Son, it's time to come home," he said. "You've seen enough of the world. I want to meet the woman who truly loves you." David was silent. He had found her, but she didn't know who he really was. That evening, he sat Ada down. "Ada," he began softly, "I have something to tell you." She looked at him curiously. "What is it?" He took a deep breath. "I'm not poor. My father is a rich man. I came here to find someone who would love me for me, not for money. And that person is you." Ada froze, speechless. "What? You mean you lied to me all this while?" she asked. David nodded, his eyes full of regret. "Yes, but I didn't want to lose you. I wanted to be sure your love was real." Tears rolled down Ada's cheeks. "I don't know what to say," she whispered. Days later, David returned with his father's driver and car. The neighborhood was shocked. People who once ignored him now greeted him with smiles. He invited Ada and Ngozi to his family mansion. Chief Obinna was a kind man. He welcomed Ada with open arms. "My son told me everything," he said warmly. "You're the kind of woman every man needs. Kind, humble, and strong." Ada's heart was filled with joy and confusion. Everything felt like a dream. But when David knelt before her with a ring and said, "Ada, will you marry me?" she knew it was real. Tears of happiness filled her eyes. "Yes," she said, smiling through the tears. "Yes, I will." Months later, Ada and David had a beautiful wedding. People came from far and near. Even Ngozi danced till her feet hurt. Ada's simple kindness had turned into a story of destiny. She was no longer the poor POS girl under the umbrella. She was now Mrs. Ada Obinna, loved and cherished. As she stood beside David, looking into his eyes, she remembered that first day. The dusty road, the tired stranger, the little act of kindness that changed everything. Sometimes, life changes when we least expect it. The people we help today maybe the ones God uses to lift us tomorrow. Ada didn't help David because she wanted something in return. She helped because it was the right thing to do, and that pure heart brought her blessings beyond her dreams.